Alright.
Hello, everyone. Here we go. Enough start talking about the heart of the dice and committing Sudoku and stuff like
The
that.
power of friendship.
You
Yes.
no, I genuinely will commit Sudoku if you guys somehow manage to end this campaign through the power of like if one of you guys try and like seduce Kenjor and convince him to become a good person again and somehow roll like 3 natural 20s in a row and my hand is forced to do such a thing, I will
None of
neck
us have
myself
levels in
on
ninja. We
stream.
don't have talk. None of us have levels in ninja. We don't have talk no jutsu.
What about just seduce? Like, juice?
I
If
mean,
you want to go for that.
if you want to go for that, sure. I don't think Vic wants to try that because I don't think
Yeah,
seducing your
marry
dad would be a
Kendra.
good thing.
It's not
Hey,
gay if
Dad.
you're related.
Hey,
He's only
dad.
technically your dad.
Oh no, there's no technicality about it. The Kenjor is Victorious's dad. So I can just imagine that. Just Victorious like swaggers up and is like, "Hey, dad."
That's how we went fishing.
Oh no.
Oh god, that's just going really dark really quickly. Hello everyone. So we're fucking about too much. We're all here on time, we're all ready to go. Enough before we begin, about an hour ago or so, and as of yesterday, not yesterday, Friday, I was correct. There was a notification that popped up on the Streamlabs that just didn't show up full stop, and that was Kendra Isabel Duff liking us on the Facebook page. So thank you very much, Kendra Isabel. Really appreciate that. And as of about 10 minutes ago, we've got Terry Hodgson and Scott David Harris. Thank you, both of you guys, very much for the follow on Twitch/Facebook page, whichever one it is, because this thing doesn't actually tell me which one it is. So whichever one it happens to be. But thank you very much. Anyway, we're all here. Everyone good to go?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Right. So last time we played, which was 2 days ago, if I've somehow forgotten something, don't be surprised. I have the memory of a goldfish. You had successfully managed to make your plane shift due to an unfortunate incident with getting into combat with the city guard in Whitestone, and plane shift to the Terran plane, where you managed to get surrounded by a tribe of Tabaxi who unfortunately recognized Coralina and escorted you back to their camp to ensure your safety due to the potential threats of the Terran plane, the native creatures that may want to eat you. Upon your arrival, it was discussed potentially getting you back to the Auran Plane, which would take you quite some time, or at the very least 24 hours to recharge the spell slot required for plane shift. But while you were having your own little private discussion in one of the tents that had been set up for you, Coralina and Victorious, you guys noticed some kind of invisible sensor that was up above you, and it turned out that you were actually being scried upon. Not long after the fact, after a sandstorm had blown in and away, there was a bit of commotion outside, and upon checking out what was going on with your Tabaxi guard, it turned out that there were a couple more individuals who'd made their way to your location, which turned out to be Bizet, Coralina's older brother, and Anil, one of her other siblings whom you had yet to meet. They had scried your location within Coralina's location within the elemental planes of existence, and upon request of Lord Ramiel himself, were sent out to collect you all. Getting with you all after a subtle conversation, you all plane shift back to the Ramiel estate within the Auran Plane, where you managed to have a little bit of a conversation with 90% of the Ramiel family, after which you return to your rooms for the evening to get a little bit of a rest, get showered and get prepared, as you were invited.
We currently have a ruse going on.
A ruse going on, yes, as you're planning to go for the family dinner where everyone will be there to welcome Coralina back to the loving arms of her family after being MIA for years and on the run on the prime material and definitely not wanting to go home, and how definitely not awkward this is going to be. Anyway, you guys are in your own rooms for the time being. Is there anything you guys want to do before you want to head out to the family dinner? You've, from what Nefel told you before you left, you have about 15 minutes, half an hour before everything is ready to go for dinner that evening.
No, I'd just be making myself as presentable as I possibly can.
Okay.
Appearances are everything.
Appearances are everything. You getting yourself, prettying yourself up, Carolina?
I have to, yeah. It's expected.
Yeah, you kind of have to. So yeah, pretty yourself
Nef-
up. Neftari
Neftari.
and Temple. What about you guys?
I could do with a sponge to help me buff up and shine up my armor. Neftari, could you rub your hand against me?
Don't say it. Don't say it. We've only been live for 10 minutes. Don't say it.
Yep, I'm going to sponge Temple down. I'm going to wash myself as well. And I myself in the mirror, you said last week all his scars healed up. I mean, he was a very scruffy individual before. He had like torn ears and various scars. And
You know, I'm
prepare
told
himself-
people would pay good money to see this.
Yeah,
for,
well,
for the most part,
Remember, keep the
Neftari,
2 foot buffer so it's not gay.
not sure if that's appropriate, but still. Neftari, from what I said a couple of days ago, yes, drinking the potion that Nefel had offered to you, you do notice that quite a few of your long-standing scars that you've had throughout several of your fights throughout your life have some that you thought would have been permanent have actually faded after drinking the potion that had been handed to you.
that potion, it's made me beautiful.
Beautiful quotes.
He thinks he's looking in the mirror and thinks now he looks quite good, quite regal.
I'm so pretty, I gotta kiss myself.
Yeah. That's it. He'll obviously get washed and come out.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so you guys managed to
I hope Temple's gleaming now, by the way.
clean yourself up. Let's see if Temple is actually gleaming as I accidentally open up the file browser on
Shiny.
my computer instead of opening up your character sheet. Let's see what you're going to roll for this. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check, Neftari. Let's see how shiny Temple gets.
Should have got
4.
the +1 sponge.
No. On a 4. No, you managed to buff out most of the the caked on blood and dirt from the in the period of time that you guys have been fighting and on the move. You managed to get the majority of the dirt and blood and guts and gore from the nooks and crannies from Temple's armor, not gleaming freshly polished or anything like that, but presentable at the very least.
We should have sent you out in that sandstorm.
I wouldn't be too concerned. It's a significant improvement over the dirt I'm usually covered. I don't know why humanoids in general care so much for the physical appearance of one's armor and
Lords and
if it's
ladies,
dirty.
you've got to scrub everything. Scrub behind your ears.
But is blood and scars not a sign of one's experiences? Why should you hide?
Well, I'm just pleased to be looking my best. It's the best I've looked for years.
All right, so with that, as you guys manage to collect yourselves, with the assistance of Coralina, knowing your way around the Ramiel estate, you escort your companions down the
Mm-hmm.
long hall that is
Dress,
your.
dress is modest. Hair is put back.
Mm-hmm.
Coralina's never really put her hair back,
No.
so it's away from the face, all held together with a large clip.
Okay.
What
All right.
what material do you think it'd be made out of, DM?
Well, the clip or
Clip.
I'd say
If it's like a hair comb kind of thing, like
hair
a little-
comb. I would probably say,
Mhm.
being in the Auran Plane, like a white gold.
Okay.
But you lead your companions down the long hall past all of the common areas, like all the bedrooms and such, make your way through the grand hallway into a large, deep brown double oak door. It's about 25-30 feet tall. That swings open to a large, quite grand dining hall. Several tables are laid out, one after the other, like side by side as you go down, with individual chairs. Quick glance as you look around, you could probably guess that this would be able to suit maybe 200 people if like there was ever an event going on that gathered a lot of people into the chamber. But primarily, as you go down the central table, all the siblings are set out on the left and right side of the main table, which is about 6 feet wide in total. There are two vacant seats and one occupied seat at the head of the table. The occupied seat within is a kind of pale sky blue skinned elderly looking gentleman with sleek, not too shabby looking long white hair about shoulder length that's kind of bundled up into what looks to be a tidy-ish ponytail. Maroon red robes that kind of flow over his shoulder and down to his back with what looks to be underneath a brilliant white, almost like Jacobite shirt. It's kind of the fabric is frilled with a black lace tie around the shoulder, around the chest piece. Sat there waiting and kind of glances up to you all. And there she is, my estranged daughter. Return to us at last. Please come join us.
How many seats are over on his side?
And directly adjacent to him, there are 2 empty seats, and then beyond that, ahead of the adjacent to them, there are 3 empty seats. Bizet is on the left-hand side with 1 vacant seat next to him. They're polar opposite. That would be my phone. Polar opposite of Bizet, there are 2 vacant seats with Anil just to the left of that. But you have at the head of the table, you have Ramiel, your father himself, a vacant seat to his left and a vacant seat to his right. As he gestures you over, he does use his right hand and gesture to the seat to his right as he calls you over.
I just look over at Vic. Are you ready?
Am I supposed to sit up there as well?
Well, ask, because this is a development. So, I'll approach if my companions are following.
I don't know, you
Ready?
If Charlie has his eyes on the food only, really, he's not.
There's no food there yet. There are plates and cutlery set out, but there's no food there yet.
Your eye on the concept of food.
Like, we're about to eat. Begin rapidly salivating. No, there's no food there yet. It seems that the family gathers and gets set up with potential conversation before the food is served, before everyone then begins to eat. So does everyone want to follow Coralina up to the head of the table?
Yeah, I'll follow her lead.
right. So Coralina, where are you wanting to where are you wanting to take your seat?
I'll stand first, to at least greet my father.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, it's been some time.
That it has. I'm glad to see you return safely.
Yes, these are my companions.
I can see that. Men, by the looks of all of them, minus the Warforged. An interesting choice in your companions.
Where would you like them to sit, Daddy?
There are 3 vacant chairs at the head of the table. Please make yourselves comfortable. Coralina, my heir. To my right, of course.
Just go back.
Yeah, I'm just going to nod and head directly over to the 3 empty chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I'll
And then the question begs though, Vic, are you taking the seat that is closest to Coralina?
Yes. Yeah, I'll
Okay,
take the seat
yep.
closest.
Cool. Good.
And then I'm going to wait behind my chair until Coralina sat down before I take my seat.
Okay. And Temple and Natari, you guys just heading over to the other 2 vacant chairs?
Yep, I'm not sure that we should really be here, but I feel like
You
It's
are here now.
unnecessary. It's unnecessary for a warforged to stand up. As Prince Victoralis' protector, I'll step aside and take my guard if you don't.
Do you actually say that out loud, Temple?
Yes, I'm just going to step at like a safe distance, like any one of the King's guards from.
Okay, yeah, like you take a step like 5-6 feet back just behind Victoralis and take your sentry position, which is watching over everyone. Kind of looks, Ramiel kind of looks to you, Temple, before his gaze kind of slowly flows over to you, Victoralis.
Prince, you say, huh? Interesting. You weren't one for royalty, Coralina.
I suppose things change, Daddy.
Please, sit.
You're all going to
And
sit?
Yeah, I'll take a seat.
Yeah, once Coralina sat down, I'll take my seat.
Okay. Natari, do you take your seat as well?
say, Lord Ramiel, may I present to you Prince Victoralis, Dunfasari.
Prince Victoralis of Denfasari. That is a region on the prime material, if I am correct.
You are indeed. It's an honor to be here.
And it is
and an honor to meet you.
It is an honor to have someone of such high status at my table as well. I hope my daughter hasn't caused you too much trouble. She has been running myself and my children around for years, unfortunately.
Well, other than the occasional magical incident, we've been fine. Thank you for asking.
And what incidents have occurred? It doesn't surprise me that Coralina is getting into trouble. She always was one for it.
As he kind of leans over slightly and tries to make eye contact with you, Coralina.
Trying to breathe, just trying to relax.
Just hyperventilate, just breathe, don't say anything.
Breathe.
Well, my lord, in our travels here, we've encountered all sorts of strange and powerful beasts. Things sometimes get a little complicated.
And what kind of complications have you run into on your travels?
Well, in all honesty, my lord, the ones that get up after you killed them.
Get up after you killed them, you mean the undead? Nefel, you haven't been letting any of your experiments run loose, have you?
Nefel kind of glances up and looks over to Ramiel. No, of course I haven't. Just keeping them down in the dungeon, as I always have. Not allowed to let them roam around, as per your request.
Good, I'm glad. I would hate to have to discipline you for letting your experiments run loose in the plains. Again.
Nefel kind of just glances down and looks away from you all.
These undead haven't been causing you too many issues now, have they?
Well, currently they seem to be attempting to take over an entire continent. In the material plane, of course, but who knows if they'll stop there.
An entire continent? Sounds like it's getting out of hand.
It most certainly is, which is why we've been on this journey and ultimately what's brought us here.
You seem to be looking for a way to end this infestation of undead that is plaguing your realm and the prime material.
Very much so.
Well, should you require any assistance, please let me know, and I will be sure to do whatever I can for someone as prestigious as yourself.
Well, I appreciate that. All the help we can garner is always going to be of benefit. And once this is over, once the dust settles, then we'll see if there's even a kingdom left for me to rule.
Well, so long as there is a king, there will always be a kingdom, correct?
I've heard it said.
And so long as you survive and return to your people, you will always have a kingdom. Now, drinks, everyone.
And kind of like slowly raises his hand and lightly claps. And several look to be like ashen grey skinned individuals with the thick metal collars around their necks kind of start to walk in with several different trays of different kind of drinks for you all. Alcoholic in nature, water, teas, and such and such. And they start pouring. What was that, Nathari? Sorry, you did say sherry. Oh god,
It's some sherry.
Yes, they have sherry as well. Why am I not surprised you would ask for sherry? But yes, they have a multitude of a myriad of different drinks available for you. You notice that the servants that all go by, they all stop at each of the siblings individually and pour one distinct drink per, almost as if they've memorized who has what. Coralina, one of the servants walks over to you and starts pouring it's kind of a almost crimson red liquid of the tea that you used to drink before you took your leave of the estate. Pours that into it looks to be a almost china white cup that is lined with the gold etchings. The servants kind of stop between next to you, Victorless and Nethtar, and they kneel down and show you their collection of drinks and offer you whatever you would like.
What do most other people seem to be having?
It's just an arrangement of different things. Abize and Coralina are both sharing the same type of tea. Anil, Dalphon, they're drinking either water or some kind of alcoholic beverage.
We're at dinner. I'll take red wine if they have
Red wine, yeah. As you look through the selection, they do pull a stopper off a large, what looks to be crystalline bottle of sorts that has a flowing red liquid in it, and that you presume to be wine as it's poured out for you. Neftari, what about you?
Take that. I'm going to drink that almost instantly, because much as Victorious is holding it together, he's shitting himself. He's going to down the glass.
Down, just gone, and then ask for another one.
And then go for another one. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Are you doing this blatantly, or are you trying to be sneaky about this?
I'm going to do it as quickly as possible and hope no one notices.
A sleight of hand check for me, please. While he's rolling that, Neftari, what are you drinking?
He'll grab a wine glass.
Was that Neftari? Sorry.
Pull out the good rolls for this one.
He'll grab a wine as well.
A wine as well.
Do you have a sherry on there? Well, you can either leave the bottle or keep me.
You see that your servant kind of glances over, waves over one of the other servants that's kind of behind Ramiel. They walk over, and upon the request of just leaving the bottle, a bottle of sherry is put down on the table next to you. Natural 20, Victoria. I'm not even going to roll for it. Yeah, before the servant kind of pours out and then kind of glances over to the other servant who kind of clicked and tried to get the attention of the others. For Neftari, you just shot the glass of wine down, trying to make sure no one sees. The servant kind of looks down at the empty glass, looks around confused before pouring you again, not realizing that it already poured. They look really confused, but it doesn't matter. That's what they're there to do. They pour you a second glass of wine. A quick glance around at everyone else. No one seems to be paying you any notice. So, as far as you're aware, no one has noticed you shot an entire glass of wine.
I'll take a tiny little polite sip of the wine and nod to the servant and put the glass down on the table.
And the servant gives you a nod and takes a step back and just retreats about 5-10 feet away from the table, as do all the other servants. Before there's some hustle and bustle from a side room as a myriad of different meals start to be wheeled through. Again, similar looking ashen grey skin individuals with different varying shades of red hair, from like a bright flaming orange ginger to strawberry blonde and such. Different shades of red hair come flowing through. There's an assortment of different meats, like from chicken, cow, pig, duck, all sorts of stuff. Some meats that you don't even recognize that might be native to the Auran Plane of existence, with myriad of different servings to go along the side it, sides, salads, all sorts. It is essentially just a banquet that has been placed down before you. Ramiel kind of looks up and glances over you all, sorry, not all to you all, over to you all.
And finally, our family is all but complete. With the return of my heir, Coralina. Tonight we celebrate as our family is fully reunited, and hope that going forward, no other mishaps or disappearing acts will take place. Isn't that right, my daughter?
Of course.
Cheers, as he raises his own glass. Everyone raise their glass alongside?
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, everyone raises their glasses. Everyone drinks. Before Ramiel slowly starts reaching over before one of the servants kind of scurries over and starts helping Ramiel serve himself with food, and you're now all free to tuck into your meal. Some of the siblings start talking away amongst one another. You see across the table from you guys, Bizet is there with what looks to be a notepad, like with notes that he is tearing off, green in color, that he then slides over to his brother to the side, him there with a red colored notepad returning notes over as they're having a little conversation amongst themselves. Coralina, the entire time that this conversation is started, glancing over the table, you can see that one of your siblings in particular is just glaring at you the entire time. I'm sure you don't need an introduction as to who that is.
I don't. I'll just cut into my meal.
So, is there anything you guys are wanting to do? Any conversation you want to strike up with the Ramiel family members as they are there?
Are the missing two in attendance as well?
Surprisingly, no, they are not.
Daddy, where are Nolani and Nassim?
They are currently preoccupied. They will be joining us shortly. You do not need to worry about your siblings, just let them do their work.
What was the necromancer called?
That was Nefel.
She's there, yeah.
She is there. She's not that far away from you down the table.
Oh, the fell. That was a interesting little potion. Back down in the. Have you got anything more? Anything similar?
I do have a lot of work that is down in my dungeon. If you would like to come down and sample some of my projects, you are more than welcome to come and assist. I would welcome the assistance. After all, most of my other siblings, they don't tend to help me. They see necromancy as the lowest of the schools.
Bizet kind of like coughs and like swallows part of his meal and glances at it. And now, Nefel, that's not exactly true. You know that. Everyone at this table respects you completely. And Neil kind of pikes up. Yeah, yes, of course they do.
Oh, well, it interests me greatly. I'd love to have a closer look at what you're up to down there.
Well, of course, if my father allows it, of course. And once everyone is free of the meal, you can happily come down and we can discuss becoming my lab partner for the night.
Hey, we'll have to see what happens.
Ramiel kind of like perks up and like,
You're not one to shy away from the school of necromancy, of dealing with the dead and decrepit.
Oh, when you've been fighting battles recently where the dead get back up and come back at you for a second go, I think it's probably not a bad idea to have a little look into the school of necromancy. I've always been rather curious about it. It's just never had a chance to. I've never really known anyone that's.
I see. So, battling the undead makes you numb to the prospect of raising them yourselves, it seems.
I'm just curious to know a bit more about the field. You know, the first I knew was zombies, basically.
Well, if my daughter would like you to assist her in her projects, I will not hesitate and let you assist her, of course. Just don't do anything dangerous with this one, please, Nefel.
of course, father. I wouldn't dream of doing such a thing. After all, he is Coralina's companion. I wouldn't endanger him. Of course not.
Just so long as you don't, just so long as she doesn't turn me into a zombie, we'll be alright.
Well, I will certainly try not to.
There's no try, Nefel. Don't kill him. That is your one and only warning.
Yes, father, of course. And it's like the gentle warning that Ramiel has given, you do notice that Nefel, like as she's looking over to you on the table, Neftari, she almost immediately drops her gaze to her plate and just refuses to make eye contact again. Just for a few moments after Ramiel has given his warning to her.
Yeah, I think Neftari's slightly nervous now. I'm gonna lay into another glass of sherry. I mean,
Okay. Anyone else doing anything in particular?
Just keeping a overall eye on things and listening and trying to keep my head down and thinking, well, this is, if I don't get asked anything, this should be easy. If I just shut up, I should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. High or low, please, Victorless.
Oh no.
Low.
You said it, so. Oof. Okay. It's the atmosphere in the room gets kind of awkward as silence just envelops the room. Coralina, you're used to this kind of awkward silence. It's not often that you have guests over in the time that you were here that you had guests over. Most of the time it was a guest, it was some kind of a general or lord that was there by invitation of your father, and most of the time they were discussing tactics or a campaign plan going forward for to expand the empire.
If Daddy's usually preoccupied at dinner, we're free to converse a little bit more openly. And
Mhm.
you know, if Daddy's not, then
Yeah, it's normally
watch
just
ourselves a little bit more.
just try and keep your head down. Don't say anything stupid. As you guys are like maintaining the quiet, there's the sound of a door unlatching and opening from far in the back of the room. Coralina, you recognize this as the war room, as it looks to be a slightly younger than Coralina, almost same kind of light sky blue colored skin as Ramiel, but it's a lot more. The skin color seems to be a lot more saturated, a lot more youth. Kind of walks out with a kind of deep tan colored half cloak that drapes over one shoulder, a violet purple shirt on with what looks to be a white lining underneath on a similar looking Jacobite shirt with what looks to be a gold clasp holding it all together. And kind of walks out and strides over to Ramiel and kind of takes a knee beside him and father, there is an incident that you may need to deal with. One of your generals is having a bit of an issue with some of the occupants on the nearby lands. Of course. Who is it exactly? The individual kind of glances over to Makane. It's Gideon, father. He seems to be having a bit of an issue. He would like to contact you. Of course. I will be with you in just a moment. Nassim, if you would be so kind. Kind of reaches his hand out, and Nassim helps your father get to his feet and helps Ramiel slowly turn around and begins to escort him towards the war room. Nassim kind of glances over his shoulder to you, Coralina, as he's walking away, and just his expression remains neutral. Doesn't smile, doesn't look angry or anything like that. He just notices your appearance, but escorts Ramiel into the back war room before the door kind of slams shut. And after about a heartbeat passes, everything's just really quiet. And then Anil, oh, it's about time he leaves. And when are you leaving exactly? You and all of your fake friends. Everything was fine before you got back. Now, Anil, you be quiet. You respect your sister. It doesn't matter, she is family. Please.
I mean, I didn't ask for your fucking opinion.
The moment that leaves your mouth, every single one of your siblings just kind of stop and glance over at you, like with a look on their face, like you just slapped them. And Neil, well, someone's developed a bit of a potty mouth since you've been gone. Still doesn't change the fact that you still need other people to do the job for you.
Silence.
Exactly. See? How good is she? What does she offer you that anyone else here at this table would be able to offer you? I guarantee you that if I came with you on your adventures, this issue you're having with the undead, we'd be able to solve it in weeks. Conjuration is it is the weakest school of magic. Abjuration, a little bit better, but my school, evocation, the damaging spells, been able to kill people and do it by your own hand. How's your elementals doing? How's Cole? How's Cliff? Are they still running after you, Coralina?
No.
No? You don't summon them whenever you get into a bit of bother and have to hide behind them because you can't do anything yourself? Oh, of course, just remain in silence because you know I'm right. You're weak. You always have and you always will be. You should just leave her.
Offer you make, I mean, your powers sound truly incredible. If the offer is genuine, then of course we'd be honored to have you assist us in the battle against the undead.
Oh, so you'd be happy to leave Coralina here next and with my father because he's so happy to have his precious daughter back, his true heir back to the throne. Leave her here and have someone who can actually work magic and not have to conjure stupid beings to do her work for her. I'd happily come and help you.
Oh, she'd be coming with us.
Oh, why? You wouldn't need her anymore. Leave her here and her shitty school of magic. Conjuration is useless.
I think you do your sister a disservice.
I don't do anyone a disservice. Everyone here will agree with me that conjuration is the weakest school of magic. Hell, even necromancy has its uses.
Have you actually ever seen her in action against a beholder?
Oh, please, Coralina fight a beholder? Ha! You gotta be kidding. She'd be running with her tail between her legs.
Where I come from, brags are backed up with a demonstration of power.
I would happily demonstrate, but if I were to get up and cast a spell, my father would kill me. Perhaps after dinner I could easily show you a bit of what I'm capable of.
I'm sure that would be very entertaining. We'd be honored.
Well, who wouldn't be honored to see my spells at work? The other siblings in the room are just kind of shaking their head and rolling their eyes. Bizet's like aggressively writing on a note and passing them to Dalphon, who's gently writing a note back and passing them back and forward as they're having their own conversation. Anil is just glaring at you this entire time, Coralina. And of course, you're going to have all your friends back you up. They're going to come to your defense, but you don't have anything to say for yourself, do you? You could never defend yourself. You're always weak.
If it wasn't for Coralina, none of us would still be alive. She's had our backs in battle countless times.
Oh, is that so?
I wouldn't want to go into battle without her.
Is that so then? And tell me, how many times has she had to gather all of her friends, all of her little methods and her elementals to come and do all the work, all the heavy hitting for her while she sits at the back and skulks away, afraid to get into the thick things herself?
This sounds less like a debate about how Coralina operates and more a debate on the philosophy of the schools of magic.
That may be, but that's only because conjuration is the weakest school of magic. It always has and always will be.
If it's so weak, why bother to teach it?
Well, it's not like
To
we
to
willingly
get the air
took that.
away.
Say
To
that again, Coralina.
allow the air to escape should the castle fall.
See, you're just there as a backup, Coralina. Always have been. This is why whenever something comes and aggresses on the estate, it's people like it's me that father comes to go into defense. Nolani, she comes to defense. Hell, Dalphon can even go to defense, even though he's him. But you, no, you're just there as a backup, just in case things go south.
We drink more of my drink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's been plenty
See,
of battles where she hasn't relied on her methods anyway. You know she can cast. You know she can cast thunderbolts, right?
Yeah,
Fry
all wizards
you
can.
right where you sit.
Oh, no, she couldn't. Because, you see, a thunderbolt, that's an evocation spell. I'm the master of evocation. She couldn't try to thunderbolt me even if she wanted to.
I could thunderbolt you.
Oh, I'd like to see you try as well, actually. Go right ahead. This is what she does. She always gets people to come to her defense to fight her battles for her, but she's never one to back up the words that other people say. You say she's so amazing, she's done so much. She's managed to defend herself against a beholder of all things. Yeah, of course she has. That's what she always does. She gets other people to come and make up stories and make her sound amazing, when in reality, she's weak and useless, just like a school of magic.
I can't think why you ran away, Corley.
Oh, I know exactly why she ran away. Because you couldn't handle the fact that you were useless, isn't that right, Coralina? You just know that once father finds another bride and she manages to spit out a son, you'll be tossed away like yesterday's newspaper. Nobody will care about you anymore. You won't be Daddy's favorite. You'll be just like the rest of us. That's why you ran away. Because with you missing, with you away in the prime material, just gallivanting around, spending your time with men of questionable status, father wouldn't be busy looking for a bride. Father wouldn't be busy trying to get a son. He'd be too busy looking for you. Too busy worried about you to care about all that. Now that you're back, you can do just that. Get a bride, replace your pathetic mother. After that, he can have a son, a true heir, and he'll be done with you.
I just look over at the seat that's to the left of Lord Ramiel's seat.
Mm-hmm. Silence, as per usual. No response, no retort, no argument, no backbone. That's what that is. Because you're weak. Typical.
All of your siblings just kind of awkwardly look around the room, looking from Anil to you and back. Bizet kind of looks to you, nods his head, before returning to his meal.
Yep.
Is nobody going to thunderbolt that pillar?
We don't use magic in the Great Hall. At least nothing that damages.
Let's at least wait until dinner is over, Nathari.
Pour the last of the sherry out of the bottle into my glass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no magic. But can I throw a bottle at him?
You've gone through a whole bottle already, have you?
I mean, if you want to throw a bottle at him, then you can most certainly try.
I'm looking to Coralina to see whether she's going to stop. Victoria, she just said no, we'll leave it till after dinner. So
So you're not going to do anything?
he's looking at the bottle and he's just holding it, looking at this guy.
From the bottle to a kneel and back.
Yeah.
It would just take 4 muscles to launch this across your smug mouth.
How obvious is Nathari's deliberation here?
Probably quite obvious considering what's just been said about Coralina. He's probably just got the bottle in his hands, probably not on the dinner table itself, but probably just underneath it to the side, looking down at it like, be so easy to just launch this across the room.
Neftari, I see your drink is almost expired. I'm gonna glance over to a servant.
And the servant kind of looks to you and then looks over to Neftari, walks over with a fresh sherry bottle and kind of kneels down and offers it to you. Do you take it?
Yep.
Yeah, take it. And kind of slowly shuffles away. The servant slowly shuffles away and resumes their position before.
Does it take the empty bottle?
It does not take the empty bottle since the empty bottle was in your hand. It was in your hand. It doesn't want to take the bottle from you. The bottle was in your hand. It just places down the full bottle and walks away.
Have I finished consuming my tea, DM?
Yeah, I would say yes by this point, since with everything that's been going on with Neil and the attitude you've been getting, you're just to prevent yourself from doing something stupid like you have done before. Just drink, stay quiet, don't let him get to you. Just drink.
Doing it for the ruse. Doing it for the ruse. Hand under the table. Snap. I'm conjuring questionable stuff in this glass now.
Okay, what are you
cup.
conjuring?
Dragonborn whiskey.
Dragonborn. All right. Yeah, just kind of.
It's amber.
It's an amber color, but it was kind of like a maroon red color of the tea, so it's just down and snap and back up. Let's go through here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah. As you snap under the table and your cup refills, everyone kind of just is minding their own business, but Bizet kind of looks to you, looks down at the cup, raises an eyebrow, and then looks away. Just stare and drink.
Yep.
So before she went away, Coralina didn't touch hard liquor and didn't swear, I assume.
Yes, that would be correct. Coralina was a bit of a lady. She would normally try and keep her wits about her and not say anything rash, but now that she's been out in the prime material and been with you all, seems to have had a bit of an effect on her. Isn't that right, Coralina?
Things are a bit different in the prime material.
Like
Yeah,
people
people-
have positive influence on it.
Yeah, things are quite different in the prime material, aren't they, Coralina? Because at least there you might have some use, except compared to here, anyway, that's for sure. Now,
Ignore it.
Anil, can you please just shut your mouth, especially while we're at dinner? If Father comes back through and sees you trying to goad Coralina into doing something stupid, I will have something to say about it. Do I make myself clear? Anil kind of glances up to Bizet and just kind of pats down the his long hair down just over his shoulder and adjusts himself. I understand, brother. I'll try to keep my comments more lighthearted and not direct any aggressive statements towards the lowest school of magic here. Anil, I'm only going to warn you once. You're going to shut your mouth, or I will shut it for you. Do not make this an issue before our guests and before our father. Understood, brother? With that, the siblings all start to just talking to their meal, staying extremely quiet. The atmosphere is a bit awkward now.
I'm fine with awkward. Yeah, I'll still eat my food, and as long as the attention's not on me, I'm good.
Everything seems to pass by for 5-10 minutes as the awkward atmosphere just stays. People are having drinks, talking at their meals. No one's really saying anything, just glancing around. You hear the latch at the back of the war room open as Ramiel himself starts to step out with Nassim there beside him. Just
How much of this Dragonborn whiskey do I have left?
I mean, how much you like? How quick are you drinking it? It is like a small, like
I've been
probably mug-sized glass.
I've been drinking it consistently. I didn't know how much.
I'd say probably going on to your second cup.
I was fixed to say, do I have enough for? Do I have a little less for a shot?
A little less, enough for a shot. Yeah, probably.
I'll knock it back before Daddy comes to sit back down.
Yeah, knock it back.
This is right next to me.
Nassim kind of walks over and sits Ramiel down. Like, thank you.
Snap my
Nassim.
fingers. The maroon tea is back.
Thank you, Nassim. We will conclude our discussion after dinner. You're welcome to join us, of course. I appreciate the offer, Father, but I'm going to just spend my time in the war room and make sure that everything else with the other generals is safe. I will grab something to eat from the kitchens later. Of course, you're doing a fine job, Nassim.
Thank you, Father. Kind of glances around the room, shares a nod with everyone, and they all. And Nassim just slowly retires into the war room. There remains quiet for a few moments before Neil pipes up. So would anyone like to hear a joke? Bizet just glares up. Don't you dare. Conjuration. There's a couple of smirks and chuckles from the other siblings around the room. Ramiel, who's picked up his knife and fork, just kind of lets it clatter back onto the table and glances up to O'Neill.
You've always had an issue with your sister, O'Neill. Now that she's back, need I remind you that she is my heir. True heir. I can strip you of your title. You are nothing but a bastard. You will treat her with as much respect you would treat me while she is at this table. Do you hear me, boy? Yes, Father. What do you have to say for yourself?
Kind of. And Neil just takes a very deep breath, closes his eyes, and then locks gaze with you, Coralina.
I'm sorry, sister. Please forgive me.
Your transgressions have been forgiven,
Perfect. Now,
but not forgotten.
Do you say that out loud, or is that just
No, it's that's murmuring.
that's murmuring? Right, cool. Ramiel just kind of,
bless you, dear.
Thank you.
Everyone, please return to your meal in silence. I don't want any more issues arising while we're here at dinner table. You will respect our guests. Any issues you have with each other can be dealt with after. Now, eat.
Ramiel starts to tuck into his meal, and the rest of the meal goes by very quietly, unless any of you have anything that you would like to do in the meantime.
Other than because he's been gulping down his drink and there's got butterflies in his stomach and he's not eating his food properly, Vic starts to notice he's got a bit of a case of hiccups. So he just spends the entire meal trying to stifle the sound of him going.
You okay?
Yeah, I think yeah, I'll be fine. I'll just have some more wine.
Do you want something stronger?
No, this will do fine.
Okay.
So I'm just checking to see if there's anything that can be done here. No. No, I can do it here. So yeah, with the awkward silence, with the odd as Victorious tries to stifle the hiccups as he drinks a lot of wine and tries to eat in the meantime. About half an hour goes by. The dinner comes and goes. You have the rest of your meal. You have your desserts before Ramiel slowly raises his hands and kind of looks around.
Well, thank you all for joining me this evening once again. I hope you will all welcome your sister back into our home.
And you see that his gaze just snaps to Anil, who doesn't break eye contact with Ramiel, but you can see that his face is he's struggling to maintain his composure.
If you have any issues yourself, Coralina, do not hesitate to get in contact with me. As for your companions, Prince Victorious, we will be able to discuss a potential alliance should you need our assistance with your upcoming issue with the undead on the prime material. If I'm able to, I'm sure we could lend you as much assistance as we can provide.
That's very generous of you, my lord. Very much appreciated. I'm sure the
Please.
help will be needed.
Please,
He kind of raises his hand to.
please. You are royalty. There is no my lord for me. Call me Anvindir.
Take
And
another swig of wine.
Write that down, Adam.
for probably need to write this down, Adam. That is Anvindir. That's Alpha November Victor, India November Delta Romeo. Anvindir.
Cool.
You are royalty. There's no titles among lords and princes. Now, I will retire. You all enjoy the rest of your evening.
Ramiel slowly gets to his feet. All the other siblings just slowly rise to their feet
Yep.
as Ramiel turns and slowly makes his way. There's a second doorway that's off to the far left of the war room that he had entered before with Nassim. He slowly retires to what looks to be a rear bed chamber that may temporarily small or may just be what he uses just after a confrontation at dinner. But Ramiel retires for the rest of the evening. The moment the door is closed, Neil just shoots daggers at you, Coralina. See, the moment you return, nothing but issues caused to me and everyone else from father because, of course, you're his favorite. Everyone slowly starts to get up and slowly shift out from the hallway, each heading to their own respective areas. Makani seems to just pick up and slowly make her way. She's been remaining silent since she did have the youngest with her and trying to maintain a bit of control. She escorts the youngest away and just heads back to the other kids, or the other child. Sorry. Bizet remains seated. Anil just kind of glares around and gets up, heading out from the main hall and takes through the main hall and takes a left and would be the front door leading out into the large open how to describe it, courtyard. That's the word I'm looking for.
Is there a door that shuts?
There is no
or is
door
it starting to shut?
The door actually remains open as he storms out, as Dalphon actually slowly makes his way out of the grand hall and turns to his right and starts making his way back up to the library. Nefel kind of
on the way out.
Nefel kind of glances to you, Nethchari, and gives you a smile and a nod before she gets up, makes her way across the hall out into the main hallway and through the door that leads down, a second door that leads down into the dungeon. Zero just kind of glances at everyone and smiles before kind of spinning around in his seat and immediately taking off out into the courtyard, following after Anil, and what you could assume is him disappearing on another one of his runs, Coralina. Bizet just kind of rubs his forehead and pinches his temples. I am so sorry you had to bear witness to him. He was all right. He was all right when you were gone, but now that you've returned and he assumes everything is going to go back to the way things were, he's getting a bit irritable.
Yeah. Now that Daddy's gone. Same whiskey's in the glass.
Mm-hmm. Bizet just kind of sits there and just watches over you all. So, when are you going to let Father know that you're engaged to the elf?
Honestly, I thought Makani would have brought it up in conversation because that's her.
Makani has been informed that she's not really allowed to talk at dinner so much anymore, as the most she does brings up gossip. Gossip is no longer welcome at the dinner table. If Father gets around to visiting Makani later on, she probably will tell him, so I would highly advise that you tell Father yourself at some point this evening before Makani gets the chance to do so.
I honestly thought my fiance would have brought it up.
I assumed everyone already knew. That will explain
Daddy's usually the
how
last
I got
to know
through
in
that
this
alive.
house.
You have
Okay.
nothing to worry about, my friend. My father, at the least, he'll be disappointed. He wouldn't kill you.
I mean,
After all,
I mean,
you are engaged, and that would be quite rude of him to end your engagement so suddenly with the abrupt death of your fiancée.
yeah.
So, no magic at the dinner table? No gossip at the dinner table?
We are very
No
No
formal.
familiars either.
Yes, no familiars either. We are very formal here.
At least you've got good sherry. I'd say.
We can get any kind of drink from prime material to the Nine Hells if we ever have to. My father has a lot of connections.
So, would you be able to get Whitestone whiskey, though? That's a question.
Whitestone whiskey. I don't believe I've ever heard of that.
What was it? Steamsco? What was it called?
Well, if that's a drink from the prime material, my father tends to leave your plane of existence alone.
Honestly, the stuff in Whitestone is unremarkable at best. Effective, but unremarkable.
Yeah, I was going to say, send a glass with our compliments to your brother after you sorted out that little disagreement there. You know, there's lots of new tricks in the prime material. After a disagreement and forgiveness, it's traditional to buy the disgruntled party a drink. I did think we could.
Oh, that's not how we settle things here, I'm afraid. Coralina, you know what you're going to have to do to shut Anil up.
Add more to his numbers.
Exactly.
More to his numbers? Hey?
What do you mean, Coralina?
Wins, losses, draws.
We're talking about a duel. Not to the death, of course, but the first person who can do some significant damage to the other using only their arcane prowess. Anil is...
Spellbooks.
I'll capture the spellbooks, yes, but Anil is one who is... Well, he's not undefeated, but he has a mighty high record.
Yeah.
You think you could beat him in a duel?
Oh, I haven't won yet.
But that was before you went to the prime material and battled everything from beholders to.
Coralina, there is no experience more valuable than raw training experience. You can read all the books you like. And as a scholar, I see great value in books, but the real power comes from experiencing real battle, and that's something I think you already have in stove.
Well, I agree with your companions, and I have seen the things that you have been getting up to while you've been in the prime material. Just remember that Anil, he may say some nasty things, but some of the things he say may be somewhat true, or at least hold some kind of weight to them. Conjuration isn't the strongest school, and you know that. Evocation is all about damage output. It's the reason that he wins.
A one-on-one battle is certainly weighted in favor of someone of that kind of talent, although in a battle of 5 evocation wizards versus a balanced party, I know where my money would lie.
My money would lie with the 5 evocation wizards. Because 5 evocation wizards, they're hard to pin down, and they can output much more damage than you can do with a single sword. Let me tell you that. However, like your companion said, you've had out-of-plane experience. You've fought things that Anil wouldn't dream of going up against unless Father sent him out to deal with it. What did you say it was? A beholder?
one of those one-eyed,
Behold.
one of those monstrosities?
It
Tentacle.
actually petrified me.
Petrified you. You left out that major detail, though, there in your story, didn't you?
It
Okay,
does that.
ignore what I'm saying then. If you go up against Neil, you're going to get your ass whooped.
It was a difficult battle, given that there was a demon name check,
Baylor.
a Baelor fighting alongside it. Fun battle, though.
Yeah, we fought Baylors.
So you
I
fought
died.
a Baylor and a Beholder? And you
Yes.
died during the fight with a Baylor?
Yes.
Well,
Apparently they explode.
Yes, Nassim did say...
Classic Baelors.
Nassim did seem to predict your death when I came down to see you the first time. You said something about a Glabre Zoo at the time as well?
Yeah, it snapped my neck.
That was
or
as
something to
fun.
that effect.
Well, on to the fact that these mishaps have happened, being petrified and having your neck broken, you've still got somewhat more experience fighting real dangers than Anil has fighting target dummies.
Yeah, that's because she knows there's something more powerful than any school of magic. And that's friends who'll back you up.
Friendship. The power
Oh
of
my God.
friendship.
Oh my God, he pulled the power of friendship.
The power of friendship does nothing for you in a 1 versus 1 fight, my friend.
It does
If
if
you-
we believe in each other.
If you interfere with the fight, then you join in with the fight against an opponent of your own. And unfortunately, as per our rules, Anil will bring me in to fight whoever joins in.
Yep.
Now,
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I don't mean to be one to blow my own horn, but Coralina can attest to this. You do not want to go up against me in a fight. I do whatever I can to keep the calm, maintaining
Basically,
peace.
he'll tire you out first and then go for the kill.
You can do whatever you want against me, but whatever you throw at me, I'll throw twice as much back. If you want Anil to respect you, Coralina, and respect your school, you're going to have to shut him up. I'll see you
Right.
outside.
Oh shit, now?
Now's the best time than ever, right? Unless, of course, you want to go and get some rest and make sure that he has all of his energy to cast all of his most powerful spells ready for tomorrow morning. Same as you.
Right, now sounds perfect.
After all, and he kind of looks around and looks back. He did cast a 7th level plane shift spell to get you all here, remember?
That's right.
So, I'm not sure if it'd be in your best of interest to let him get a good night's rest and get one of his most powerful spell slots back for him to use, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Are you guys okay with this?
Well, so far it's gone vastly better than I thought it would. So, a little tussle with your siblings, still a win in my book.
Can I get another bottle of sherry before the fight?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Now, Coralina, you mind your language while you're at home.
Fuck this fucking shit.
Do you want me to seal your mouth shut, young lady?
No, because then I can't fight.
Then you shut up. You watch your language. If
What's
our
the
father
name of the
hears you,
sibling?
this is Anil, or the one that you're
No.
talking to at the moment.
The one that's going to be fighting
The one that's going to be
Coralina.
fighting that is Anil. That is Alpha November India Lima. Anil.
Okay.
Coralina, take the. I want to dig into my pocket and I want to pull out the pearl of power.
Okay.
That's Coralina. That will give you a spell slot back. If you also this sapphire necklace that will protect you from disease.
Okay, thank you. They have to be attuned, don't they, DM?
Yes, I believe they do.
Just
Really
sling in your bag. Free stuff for later.
How long does the achievement take for the ring that I gave Coralina?
That would take a night's rest, like a long
Yeah.
rest. That's for attunement. It's overnight. So if you want to attune to these items, you would need to get a full rest in.
All of these items need attunement.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to be of any help to us right now. Still, challenge has been laid down.
Yeah, I mean, I may be a quick summoner, but if it's one-on-one, I don't summon things. Plus that also gives satisfaction.
I assume they'll stop this fight before anything goes too far.
For a while.
Why don't you summon things on a one-on-one?
Because Anil usually hit me before I can summon.
And as soon as your concentration's broken, they disappear.
Well, no, but I need to be able to focus for that enough amount of time to summon, and Anil knows that, and so he will hit me with as much as he can muster, so I don't get time to summon.
In which case, we need to make sure you can heal yourself. Or defend yourself at best.
I'll see what I can do.
I've got a potion of greater healing that I'm going to hand over to Coralina.
Mm-hmm.
I still have one. Besides,
Okay,
are we allowed for item use, Bizet? It's been a while for me.
Yes, which of the martial arts tournaments from Dragon Ball rules are we following?
We're not following any rules in of Dragon Ball martial arts. Senzu beans are definitely not allowed. No, he kind of glances over to you. Like, well, if you're wanting to take some potions to bolster your own health and make sure you stay conscious, that's purely up to you. The only thing I do have to say, however, is when Neil will call you out on it.
I'll put the potion back into my quiver.
You can do whatever you want during a fight, so long as it's a fair fight. Just remember that. Well, Anil will hold anything that you do that seems to be unfair in his eyes, I guess, against you. Like using a potion to keep yourself conscious.
Right. Well, I guess how hard has he been studying?
Quite a bit, I'm afraid.
You have witnessed and experienced death, Coralina. There is no greater experience.
Yeah, and I told your paladin friend that I'd never do it again.
That's not gonna happen. We're all going to keep dying, and we're gonna keep coming. world is going to stop if we don't.
Okay. You
Bill,
say you can handle the fight as soon as things get, the point where I'm knocked out, right?
I'll
It's
make
all-
sure that Neil doesn't do anything stupid.
I have something that'll help you when we get onto the battlefield.
Like what?
Need I remind you
you're-
that if you interfere with the
supposed to
fight,
It's between me and Anil.
you're going to tell me
Willing.
what you intend to do now, Warforged, because if you intend to interfere with the fight, you will go have to face me afterwards.
Not without Anil's permission. Trust me, he'll agree to.
We'll see.
When is it exactly?
Just something to make the fight more interesting.
I don't like the sound of it.
You're not the only one, Coralina. If this negatively impacts Anil in any way, shape, or form, you will be dealing with me, Warforged. That is your
You have my
one
word.
and only warning.
So you don't even take your familiar into this fight with?
No? Even so, I mean, Anil's unfortunately had target practice with Barkley before.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that was fun.
He was fine until the curtains caught on fire. That's why we don't use magic in the main grounds anymore.
No, I wondered about the rules at dinner. No familiars at the dinner table, no magic. I bet that was interesting dinner that caused that rule.
Makani's familiar Magnolia tends to chase Barkley. Barkley decided to think that she wasn't going to be stupid enough to climb across the dinner table while we were in the company of a few generals, and he ruined her.
What's McCarthy's familiar?
A tracer, I told you. It's one of those winged cats. I assume it's hiding because children are terrible to cats.
Makani hasn't really summoned Magnolia for some time. Not while the children are about, anyway. Once they're older and try not to pull Magnolia's tail off, then maybe. But for the time being, Magnolia has been dismissed. Anyway, shall we go and shut your brother up? Or
I guess so. I mean, I've had more time to expend more spells since talking here.
well, you never know, he might be doing some target practice with someone outside. Like Zeru. Alright, so you're heading outside now?
I'm heading outside.
Alright. As you guys make your way outside into the main courtyard, you actually do see in the center there is a long, well cut and well maintained just grass plain. It's about 60 feet long. On one end, Anil is there, and every so often you do just see him extend his arm out and release firebolts around the courtyard. And as you glance around, you do see Zeru is kind of running in and out between pillars and columns, ducking and diving over stuff, putting his parkour skills to the test as he constantly ducks and dives and dodges out of the way of Anil's firebolts. He is actually using your youngest sibling for target practice. As
Can you say anything about that?
Zeru knows exactly what he's getting into, and in the event that he is actually injured, Anil knows to stop don't you worry. They've been doing this for quite some time. Zeru has gotten quite proficient with his ability to dodge out of the way of things.
Right.
Like I
Alright.
said, O'Neill has been studying quite a lot. Doesn't mean he's able
Well-
to hit something that's moving twice as fast as he can.
Well, hopefully I've been studying harder.
Hopefully. O'Neill, it's time. And O'Neill kind of raises his hand and is ready to let loose a firebolt, but stops and glances over to you. Time to add another one to my wins. What's my record now? 76-0-0. Keep bragging, boy. I will. Kind of reaches up and grabs his hair and kind of bundles it into a single long ponytail. And walks over to one end of the field. You're not going to have a battle map for this, I'm afraid, Coralina. It's just going to be...
That's fine. I assume it's gonna be quick and down and
Mhm.
dirty, yeah.
Before we begin, Anil,
What?
I thought we'd make this battle interesting. The greatest fight you've ever had with Coralina. Coralina's greatest weakness in battle is her unwillingness to kill. The spell Death Ward prevents an attack that would otherwise cause death. I'd like your permission to cast it on you so that Coralina doesn't hold back.
Bizet kind of glances over to you and is about to say something when Anil just kind of raises his hand. Like, so you're telling me that if you cast this death ward on me, that something that would kill me wouldn't?
That attack would be negated. You would be left with 1 HP instead of dying. It's a sure thing.
I'll take that bet. Bizet kind of
Then
looks over to you, Coralina, and just wide-eyed and looks away. I'll happily take that. If Coralina's going to fight with everything she has, if it takes you making sure that I stay alive, then of course, by all means. What do you need? Do you need me to come over to you? Is it touch? Is it ranged? What's the spell do? I don't do any of this religious crap.
I'm going to approach. It is a touch range spell, and for 8 hours, something that would kill you won't.
Significant, please. And he kind of just reaches his hand out to you, just like nonchalantly, just kind of like extends his arm out to you.
I'm going to extend my hand out on
Mhm.
his shoulder, and I'm going to cast 4th level Death Ward. I'm going to look
Okay.
at Coralina and just give a stern nod and take the spell slot off.
All right. Now, Coralina, please take your position. I'll take mine, and we'll get ready to get this over with, and I can add another win to my record. Bizet kind of walks over. Now, I do want to reiterate this. Only spells, no physical contact, just yourselves. If you need to move to get in range, then you can do just that, but you are not allowed to get in hitting distance. Whatever you intend to do, you do it to win this fight. Do not hold back. He kind of busy kind of glances to you, Coralina. And don't do anything stupid. Let's make this a fair fight. Bizet kind of steps back. Coralina, go ahead and roll me initiative.
Yeah.
20. All right.
Okay, while this is going on, Neftari calls a waiter over for a cigar to go with it.
High or low, Nithari?
Hi.
Is this for cigar quality?
No, that's to see if there's actually cigars, and the answer to that is
It's a
no.
Terran.
There's no cigars. You're actually handed a pipe instead.
Nice try, but no cigar.
Nice try, but no cigar. Hey, pun 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 pun. No. But anyway, Coralina, your turn first in initiative.
All right.
And he'll just kind of stands there with his arms by his side extended slightly and say, "Go ahead, hit me with your best shot."
See, do I want to go all out? No, we'll go first with a tidal wave.
What level?
We'll go 3rd level right now.
All right,
Let's
as
make a dex save.
yeah, I know. As you raise your hands, you giving the somatic gesture to summon the tidal wave. Water kind of sloshes in from the fountains to the side, and he'll just kind of lift his hand with a snap of his fingers. The water just ceases to move, using his reaction to counterspell. Oh, come on. Is that the best you can do?
That's what I got right now.
All right. Well, 3rd level tidal wave, that was your action. You still have your bonus action. You got anything that you can cast as a bonus action?
I don't want to use it yet, so
All right, cool.
continue.
All right. Moves on to Anil. Neil just kind of glances down to you. Well, glances over to you. Well, this should be interesting. Rears back and launches a fireball at you. Do you respond?
Okay. Yeah, we'll counterspell.
What level?
We'll go 4th level.
4th level. Go ahead and roll me a intelligence check, I believe it is. Counter spell. It is a 10 plus the spell's level. Spellcasting ability modifier. So yeah, so it's an intelligence check. Intelligence check. DC
3.
DC 16. Fails as a 6th level fireball is hurled your way. I'm going to have to use my phone for this because I'm not tracking 11d6.
I still get my dex save, right?
You do get your dex save, yes. So go ahead and roll your dex save.
15.
Fails.
Yep.
11d6. You take 39 points of damage as a 6th level fireball is hurled your way, impacts just around you and starts to
31, you said?
39 points of damage.
39.
Yes, 39 points of damage as it begins to sear and burn at your skin. Your hair catches fire, which you immediately start to bat out. Your clothes start to ignite and slowly burn away, and you just pat yourself down. You've been at the end of one of Anil's fireballs before, so you know what to expect, and you kind of just
Yep. I
looks at
assume
you.
the white gold comb is immediately out as soon as I try to put my hair out.
Yeah, if you'd like it to be.
Yep. Clatters to the floor.
See, that's more like it. You need to go out with something big and do a lot of damage first. Wear your opponent down straight away instead of doing something weak like a tidal wave. Your move.
Alright. Bonus action to Misty Step.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Misty Stepping behind him.
What's the range of Misty Step again?
Is 30 feet.
You can't get behind him. You're 60 feet away.
60 feet away.
Yeah, you can get up to 40 for this. You know what? Actually, no. I'll say yeah. You'll be able to get behind him. Actually, fuck it.
Okay. I mean, if not, I'll take a running charge at him and
Or running
Misty
charge
Step.
and then Misty Step behind. Okay, yeah, because you do have your movement as well. So yeah, we'll let you do that.
Yep. I'll start running at him. Trigger the Misty Step. Get
Mm-hmm.
behind him. 7th level lightning bolt.
This is anime as fuck.
7th level lightning bolt.
Yep.
All right, he's going to attempt a counter spell.
I'm behind him though. Does he have to see me?
No, he does not.
Works. What?
You
You
attempt-
have
you-
to be aware that the spell's being cast, isn't it? Something like that.
Actually, no. One reaction when you take which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell. I mean, you are just behind him. You can just glance over his shoulders to try and find you. You know what? Let's do this. Let's have him roll a perception check. Let's see if he knows where you've gone. That is a 5 plus -1. So no, he can't see you. He's not going to counterspell this. He has no idea where you disappeared to. Sorry, what level?
Well, I thought it was kind of 7th.
7th
I was
level
also
lightning
gonna
bolt.
say it's like I took a running charge first and then disappeared.
Yeah, he's just like, what? Yeah, so he's going to make his dex save. What is the DC on this?
20.
Oh no. Oh no, this is going to be bad for him.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he fails. He fails miserably. Go ahead and roll me 12d6 of damage.
1, 1, 1, 3.
That's number one.
30
Exactly.
points. Well, let me take a look, see here at something that I'm doing. I'm checking. No, okay. He takes 30 points of lightning damage as you appear behind him. He's not aware of where you are, and the lightning bolt just courses through his body. His clothes start to singe, and his ponytail starts to stick up on end from the static electricity. He just kind of tries to shrug it off and drops to his knee and kind of glances over his shoulder. Well,
Like that?
that little bitch. He is going to see what he's going to do here. Misty Step himself. 15 feet back
I
of
thought you
him.
didn't like. I thought you didn't like conjuration.
Conjuration has its benefits like this. And he is going to unleash a lightning bolt of his own at you.
All right.
Do you respond?
I'll attempt a counterspell.
What
5th
level? 5th level.
5th.
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check. $23. Counters. As he tries to let loose the bolt of lightning, you just kind of snap your finger and it just fizzles in his hand. So you picked up a few extra tricks on your travels. Nothing too worrisome. I can wait you out. Your move. Let's see what you got.
Where's his book?
It's in his hands.
Which hand?
It's in his left hand. Oh, it's open to an unknown page that you're looking at, but he's essentially just got it in his hand. I can't really show it off on camera. Let me. I'll grab this copy of Game of Thrones. And essentially, he's got it open in his left hand like that, and with his right hand ready for any somatic gestures that he needs.
I'd like to attempt to magic missile the book out of his hand.
Ooh, okay. For that, I'm going to need you to go ahead and roll me a intelligence check.
All right. Nope.
And what level are you casting magic missile at? 7. That was a 7.
We'll go for 3rd.
Just. Fuck. Alright. So that is 5 darts. So go ahead and roll me 5d4 plus 5. Actually, hold on. Before you do that, let me just double check something. You might have something here.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So yeah, go ahead and roll me 5d4 plus 5.
All right.
22. As he himself takes another 22 points of damage from the magic missiles. However, as he sees the eldritch energy of the magic missiles come flying his way, he snaps shut his spellbook, brings it in close to his chest, and the missiles just collide over his body as he maintains hold of his spellbook. Let's try. This isn't the first time you tried to relieve me of my spellbook, Coralina. Don't try it again.
Okay.
Is that everything for yourself?
That's everything for me, yeah.
All right, cool.
So,
Just trying to read
yeah, no worries.
what I'm going to do here.
Yeah. I'll just kind of call over. Bizet, is it considered a win if they can't cast any more spells?
If he's unable to cast any spells by any kind of component need, then yes, that would be a win.
Okay.
And you'll just kind of roll me a perception check, please, Coralina.
Yep.
He kind of just like extends his hand out and just looks at you mockingly, like, "Oh, please, Coralina, we all know for a fact that you are not going to be able to relieve me of my spell book. You're not going to be able to do anything to prevent me from casting spells. After all, the one thing that is always been your downfall is the fact that you're always paying attention to what your opponent is saying rather than what they're doing." Go ahead and roll me a dex save at disadvantage.
All right.
As he uses, he casts a spell at you while using his the spellbender racial feat that you have, being able to divert a spell in a different direction and cause it to come in from an unknown direction. 6. Ooh, that is a fail.
Yep.
Where was the spell? It was here. Yeah. Ooh, 10. How much health are you at, Coralina?
I am. That fireball took me about of a third of the way down.
What's your HP total at the moment?
Total.
Or current HP? Current HP.
Current is 54.
54. As you're as he's saying this to you, the realization like you shouldn't be paying attention to what they're doing rather than what they're saying. You see that you can catch a glimpse at the corner of your eye a thin green beam flying towards you, a green that you actually recognize that has been launched at you or your companions before from a beholder, as a disintegrate ray strikes you in the side. You take 74 points of force damage.
I'm knocked out.
As the ray hits you and knocks you out, You tumble to the ground, and roll over several times. As Anil kind of just shrugs his shoulders, glances over to you, Temple. Well, that Death Warden shouldn't have been used on me. See, this is the thing you need to understand about spellcasters. We know what most spells do, and if you understand your spell properly, you would have realized that you put your companion, my sister, at a massive disadvantage from the get-go.
It was an impressive display, I must say. I'm going to approach Coralina, and I'm going to heal Coralina.
Mm-hmm.
What manner of knocked out is she? Is it
she's just
Revivify
unconscious.
knocked out?
No, she's
or
just
can I just use Lay on Hands?
Lay on Hands. She's 0 HP unconscious. The disintegrate.
Okay.
Technically speaking, on a failed save, the target takes 10d6 plus 40 force damage. The target is disintegrated if this damage leaves it with 0 hit points, as in like atomized.
Part of my using the Death Ward thing on this was stuff like that. But in theory he's afraid to do stuff like that, whereas she can do whatever.
Oh no, you have no idea who her brother is.
Really?
But
wow.
because this is in your home, in a controlled environment, the disintegrate doesn't annihilate you. He's not going to be able to kill his sister.
And that would be bad because he'd at least get a stern talking to.
He'd get a stern talking to, yes, because then that would mean that someone would need to use True Resurrection or a Wish spell to bring you back to life. So, yeah, I'm not killing you off, not like that. But, yeah.
I'm going to cast full 65 HP Lay on Hand, Coralina, and hopefully extend a hand and get her up.
Yeah, she comes consciousness, and we'll just wait for Coralina to actually get back to her chair in game. But Anil just kind of like waves his hands around. It's like, and once again, my prowess as navigation wizard shows up the conjuration wizard. 77, 0, and 0. Because, as always, raw damage beats having something come and do all the work for you. To give your credit,
she's getting better though.
To give you credit where credit is due, you did you did better than I expected you to do. The amount of times that I've laid you out without you even touching me is, well, I'm pretty sure it's good 60 of those wins, but regardless, you lost. I won. Again.
Well, tell me, Coralina, is that the best you've done against your sibling here? Then let's keep on going.
What?
You'll return one day and you'll win. I can see it.
If you want a rematch, just let me know. I mean, I still have plenty of spell slots. You've been healed, you're conscious. I can happily take you on again. As we are. You've used spell slots, I've used some of mine. Hey, you're even at a bit of an advantage. You know what? If you could take your, your Death Ward, if you want to cast that on someone else. Like
it's a once a day
Coralina.
thing for me, I'm afraid.
Is that only once a day for you?
Well, for now.
That's unfortunate.
But as it stands, I'm confident Coralina fought that much harder, knowing that there would have been no consequences. Maybe next time.
Well, the last time I had to deal with one of my companions, my poor brother, he actually got disintegrated. My father almost killed me, and had to make sure that a favor was called in for a wish to bring him back to life. That's why Dalphon doesn't really like me anymore. Well, never liked me to begin with.
Consequences.
You clearly have a exceptional grasp of your abilities.
I really do.
Accidentally murdering siblings is something I'm sure you're extremely proud of.
I'm not proud of what I've done. Don't you dare put that on me. It was an accident. Things got out of hand, and these kind of measures weren't in place at the time. Don't you dare try and insinuate something like that, prince or not. I will happily forego those measures if you speak to me in that kind of tone again.
I'm gonna.
Bizet just kind of steps forward onto the field. That is quite enough from you, Ramiel. You dare threaten our guests. Would you like me to have a word with our father? No, I would not. But you have been warned, Prince, regardless.
I think I've seen enough here, and I'm gonna begin making my way away from this altercation.
Any one of you who has any kind of magic prowess, feel free to challenge me. I'll happily increase my record further and further. I don't think any of you would be able to actively kill me or take me down. It'll remain at 77-0-0. Unless you want to put it to 78-0-0, of course.
Oh,
Coralina?
a mile off your face.
Oh, really? You want to try taking me
I'm gonna
down?
stop in my tracks. My fingers are sort of twitching at the arrows, like on my back now, just thinking. I'm gonna stop though, hearing Neftari say that.
You want to try taking me on? Whatever you are?
Yeah, boy.
Boy. Okay. This should be interesting. I'm going to have so much fun wiping that grin off your face. Coralina, get out of the goddamn way. You, take your place. Let's do this.
Alright, I'll go slowly make my way over to sit between Vic and Temple.
And Bizet just kind of walks over. And walks over to you, Neftari, and is like, now, are you sure you want to do this? He is quite formidable, and as the rules state, if he is able to make sure that you can't cast any spells, he will win. He has the means to do such things.
Yep, I'm sure.
All right. Well, both
Meanwhile,
combatants are
over-
ready.
Oh, over where we are, I'm gonna quietly say to Coralina as she heads over towards us, has he even got a chance?
Carolina, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check. And I'll tell you. No.
He's doomed.
See, I was being kind of general with that, like, no, you. No, he's doomed. I love that. But yeah, Bizet just kind of looks between you, Neftari, and Anil.
Honestly, I think the only chance Neftari has is that he's
Drunk.
Well, if both combatants are ready, begin. Go ahead and roll me initiative, Neftari.
I'm stood next to Victoralis and Coralina.
Ooh, what's your dex modifier, Neftari?
+1.
+1. All right, he beats you out. He rolled an 18 as well. You rolled an 18 as well. But he's got a +2 to his modifier, so he wins the tie.
For some reason, I'm not at full health. Can't remember what it was. We took a long rest last night in the tent.
You took
Yeah,
damage from the potion that you drank.
Yep.
Was that last night?
That was
Ooh.
no, that was
No, that was
earlier.
that was earlier on in this day.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you are not at full health.
You're not at full health. Now, can I ask you a question, Neftari? What is your hit point maximum?
Max 118.
118.
That's a terrifying question to be asked.
As
Is there a chance that you will be instantly killed?
not instantly killed, no. As Anil kind of glances from you, Neftari, looks up and locks eyes with you, Coralina. And in Primordial, in Auran, Victorious and Coralina, you just hear him say one word in Auran. Stun. Neftari, you are instantly stunned as Anil casts the 8th level enchantment spell. 8th level power word stun. If you have less than 150 if you have 150 hit points or fewer, you are stunned, which means that you're incapacitated, can't move, or can only speak falteringly. Automatically fail strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. You are incapacitated. You can't take actions or reactions. You are stunned. You can't cast spells. You lose.
I didn't think 78 was going to be a pity 78.
You lose.
Just in one hit.
And not even a hit. You're just stunned from an 8th level spell. As he power word stuns you.
That seems like a pity 78 Anil. I thought you had more than that.
I'm sorry. I don't see you having a record of wins here, sister. I win. Your friend, as smug as he seems, thought he could put his money where his mouth is. I did.
I need Anil to make a wisdom save, please.
Oh. What are you casting?
Polymorph.
What level?
Whatever you turn him into, it's like.
It doesn't go up in level, so it's a 4th level.
A 4th level. He can see you. He's going to try and counterspell this. No, he fails. What are you turning him into?
A gecko.
You turn him into a gecko, all right. As he's in the middle of like bragging about how this strong spell, you just kind of reach out and snap your fingers at him. He reacts a little too slow as he tries to counter spell before his form just shrinks down into the tiny little reptile that is now on the floor as he's a tiny little
Does that
gecko.
mean I win?
Unfortunately, Coralina, you are not dueling. Your companion was.
It's
You
okay,
know-
the fight was over.
The fight was over, but your duel didn't begin officially. You know the rules. Unfortunately, that doesn't count. If
He's
you'd have
still
done
staying that way for another 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
if you'd have done that beforehand, then maybe you would have added as a 1 to his record with a loss. But unfortunately, not.
Does that disrupt his spell at least?
No, it does not.
Oh, it does not. Okay.
I would like Neftari, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is he within 10 feet of me?
No, you would have had to have walked away to away from the arena.
Okay.
An 18. Yeah, you make it. You're no longer stunned, as you kind of manage to shake your head and snap out of the stun that's been applied. Anil is nowhere in front of you for some reason, other than strangely there's a small looking reptile where Anil was standing about 30 feet ahead of you.
Woo! I win!
Unfortunately, no, you don't, I'm afraid, my friend. And my younger brother, he does.
I didn't just wet myself, did I?
No. Oh, are you prone to such a thing? Bizet just kind of chuckles and then walks over to the gecko, it's just sat there and is looking kind of grumpy. Just scoops it up. Yeah. How long does this have last, Coralina?
9 minutes.
9 minutes. Enjoy eating flies for 9 minutes. And puts a needle in his pocket. And then slowly walks towards you all. Well, as interesting as that was, it's time for us to retire. It is getting quite late. Unless you guys have anything else you'd like to do for this evening, I would highly recommend that you go back to your beds, try and rest up, and hopefully this little asshole won't do anything to provoke you in the morning. There's a you just see a blur of green as the gecko kind of climbs up onto Bizet's shoulder, and the tongue just kind of lashes out for a second and strikes him on the neck. Like, I love you too, my little brother. Just try not to show me that with tongues. That's a little disgusting.
A flicky nom nom.
A smelly flick, yes. He's not a snack, so it's not a smelly flick. Yeah, so yeah, it'd be a flicky nom, yeah. But yeah, the gecko that's on Bizet's shoulder just looks a little pissed off, to say the least.
Well, at least you made a point, Coralina.
Not much of one, but
Not much of a point, but a point was made nonetheless. You have improved since you've left. Unfortunately, so has Neil. Remember, he is old. He is your elder. Maybe only a year, but he is your elder, and he has had more of an opportunity to sit down and study than go gallivanting around the prime material.
will we retire for the evening?
If you'd like to retire, well, I wish you the best of evening, and we will hopefully see you all in the morning.
Great.
And Bizet kind of scoops up the gecko, pops it in his pocket once again, and slowly walks away from you all, heading back into the estate proper. What would you guys like to do?
Well, today hasn't gone quite as bad as I thought it would.
The only thing hurts my pride.
There'll be a day, Coralina. There'll be a day. He deserves it.
Now I see why you ran away. It wasn't just a wedding, was it? Most of your siblings are all right, but Jesus, was he always like that?
Yeah.
Each hit makes you stronger, and his arrogance will only make him weaker over time.
Yeah, but arrogance with a
Oh.
fireball is still a fireball.
Also, I mean, it kind of proves him a hypocrite. He did, after all, win his second fight in a rather cowardly way for someone that speaks so highly of damaging spells. Only for the same treatment to be afforded to him in the form of a gecko, a much more humiliating experience. I'm sure someone of his mental caliber is particularly humiliated by what you did. I'd drink to that if I drunk.
I could use a drink.
Then summon some alcohol.
Okay.
Sure,
Something
that was
you
empty,
can't
yeah.
do.
Alright, so you guys retiring to your room for the evening to then conjure some drinks and relax for the rest
I
of the
guess.
evening?
Yeah, I guess if we're going to a room, I guess mine will be one of the bigger ones. So
Yeah, and you've got everyone else has a room just across the hallway from Coralina's. So you're going to all go to Coralina's room for a few drinks before you retire for the evening.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You guys are free to do whatever you'd like for the remainder of the evening. If you just want to chill, or if you just want to go straight for your long rest, that's up to you guys.
I'll stay for a couple of drinks, but look, it's all very well us being here and safe and everything, and like I say, it's gone a lot better than I thought it would. But we
we're
need
not
to get
staying
back.
here forever. Yeah.
And
Well,
if your father doesn't know about the engagement,
Yeah.
We don't know
then
what's to
let's do-
come,
Yep.
but we shouldn't linger here too long. There are things that need to be done, and your father's offered us an alliance of sorts, and
Take it and
I
run.
worry that that's the best that we can expect.
Didn't your father make us promise that you weren't going to go off gallivanting?
My fingers were crossed.
I'm sure there'll be conversations to be had tomorrow, Neftari. For now, I'm gonna go and do some reading and prepare myself for what's to come tomorrow. And I'm gonna finish my drink and head off to my room.
Okay.
I wouldn't normally begin reading, but would anyone like to throw some punches and help toughen up their wrist?
My right one already sounds like a cement mixer.
Then hit me. Toughen it up.
It's been broken before.
Well, you could try one of your sister's potions. That sorted my funny shoulder and funny elbow.
Nefel is the reason why we don't experiment on each other.
But this leg, it never used to work right. Now look at it. I bet I could sprint faster than anyone. I bet I could jump 7 foot tall.
Although mechanically speaking, no physical changes to your speed or jump height or distance has actually changed. Just want to point that out there.
No, but he feels it when all these scars have gone. I imagine he probably had quite a few old broken bones that give him a bit of trouble now and again on a wet day or whatever. And
Neftari!
He's had 3 bottles of sherry now, so
I'm in the mood for battle. Why don't you cast Shillelagh on your staff and hit me as hard as you
Not
can?
in my room, please.
Oh,
I've got first editions in here.
okay.
All right.
Also, probably wouldn't look good if you guys start destroying my dad's property.
Oh, just me.
let's go and have a look at Coralina's bookshelf. Let's see.
Oh no.
Insight.
Um,
Some of the titles there.
Yes. Go ahead and roll me an insight check. Well,
Is it all in languages that he doesn't understand?
Most of them are unfortunately in a language that you don't understand. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. As you're going through the books, there unfortunately doesn't seem to be anything amiss. Some are in common, some are, but most of them seem to be in what you can assume to be Coralina's native language. Nothing that really catches your eye, though. Mostly talking about like going into history of the Auran Plane, the other elemental planes, a couple of books going over the history of the prime material. There's actually a lot of books about the prime material. You can assume that was when like a collection that started when Coralina first planned to leave for the prime material a few years ago. But other than that, nothing that really catches your eye.
So which one's your favourite?
My favorite one?
Well, you said there were some first editions and things. Must have some favourites.
Anyway, it's been lovely. I'm going to go stand in the corridor.
Okay.
Goodbye.
As Temple awkwardly leaves the room.
I may have to stand in a sentry state, and I'm aware of my surroundings. I don't want to be in these surroundings.
I don't want to be in these surroundings in particular.
Actually, my favorite one's not on the bookshelf.
Not on the bookshelf.
No, keep it put away.
Okay. You spell book.
Again, it's not necessarily my favorite one. I use it a lot, but it's not my favorite. But, no, it's actually in the nightstand. She'll walk over, slide open the drawer, and pull it out. It's an Auran.
Wait, what are we pulling out?
It's a book.
Shut up, you. Get your head out of the gutter, man. That is not. This stream is definitely not
stream.
It's not definitely not PG-13. It's definitely probably M-rated, but still, no, bad.
Why is this book run on 6 D-cell batteries?
Ew. Jesus fucking Christ! I hate you guys so fucking much. There, I said it. Fucking hate you guys. But yes, out of the nightstand, you pull your favorite book.
It's written in Auran.
What is it? The jailer? My captor, my jailer?
What's the title, Coralina?
It's actually a French tale. It's Belle la Bête.
When you say French, what's that in D&D speak?
Beauty and the Beast.
It's Beauty and it is essentially Beauty and the Beast, but in French would actually be more along Celestial, probably. Personally, I'd say
it was translated to Auran.
Yeah, but it's translated to Auran. So, yeah, you have your essentially the D&D equivalent of Beauty and the Beast.
It looks. It's not like disheveled, but it looks like it's been read quite a few times.
Hundreds, probably.
Thousands.
Will Neftari be familiar with this?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
It's got pictures. Minimal pictures, but it's got pictures.
And if you fail the history check, there's always deception.
Natural 20. It's a different. You've heard of it under a different title, but when Coralina explains to you what the plot is about, then yeah, no, you've heard of it. It's a different title from what it's called in the prime material, but you know of the story.
And then the penny drops, and he realizes. Yeah, he realizes he's the beast.
You thought that would go on, you would be able to run that a little longer, didn't you, Kayla?
He's finally getting it. Look, I had to try to explain the joke on Friday like 3 times, but I'll be damned, he gets a reference.
Alright, so, what are you guys doing? You staying for a story time, Neftari?
He feels immensely, I don't know what the word is. He realizes that's her favorite book, and
aroused.
No, he's kind of come true for that. So he leans in and kisses her. That's...
All right, are we fading to black here, you pair?
He's leading.
Okay, Neftari, you fading to black?
You probably should fade to black.
Fade to black it is. All right, cool. All right, Neftari, you're odd. Coralina, you're even. Coralina, high or low, please.
Hi.
Should that be top or bottom?
Oh no, this is something much, definitely.
Oh
Bye,
no,
Evelyn.
Eve disappeared.
Eve just DC'd. Hopefully Eve will be back here soon. But you called hi. Right, I'm just gonna take a picture of this before
Oh no.
Right. No, that'll be used next time, because unfortunately with Eve DCing, I'm not sure if she's going to make it back, but I am actually going to. I actually think that is an apt time to call an end to the session. A little shorter this time.
All right.
But we did
Performance
have that.
checks.
Yeah, both of you go for it. Performance checks. While you guys are rolling them.
God damn it.
Ouch. No, you too, Neftari. But since we had the bonus session a couple of days ago, there's that. With Eve DCing, back in the internet troubles. Yeah, cool. And the fact that I am actually getting quite a little bit of a migraine just now, just with the lights and stuff. So I'm going to have to call it a little bit earlier than usual, just so I can take some painkillers and hopefully get over this. Why are they rolling performance? Giggity. Yeah, basically. But anyway, we hope you have enjoyed. Hey, welcome back, Eve. I hope you have enjoyed tonight's session. I am going to be getting all of the VODs downloaded as of tonight and make sure they're all edited and straight up onto the YouTube. I have been dealing with other crap that I'm trying to deal with at the same time, so we'll get all that downloaded, updated, and get that up onto YouTube so everything's up to date. I think we're only like 2 or 3 episodes behind, so that should be done in the next couple of days. I'm not sure if we're going to have any more bonus sessions this week. It's a possibility. I will keep everyone in the loop and see what we're going to do. Otherwise, if not, for anyone who is also interested, who may be watching, the next stream that I do won't actually be going on to Facebook. It is going to be stuck on the Twitch, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go back to my roots. I will say that Adam, David, and Evelyn, you guys are all welcome to join in on this. Kayla, I would extend the invitation to you, but unfortunately you don't have Elite Dangerous. But what I'm going to be doing is, I think on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to start from probably around 12 noon. I'm going to start a brand new account and stream 24 hours on a brand new account to see how far we can go. And during that stream, any and all donations, subscriptions, anything like that comes through to the Twitch, I'm going to be donating to like COVID-19 research. So we're going to be doing a spur of the moment charity stream to help raise funds for hopefully developing a vaccine for COVID-19, since this has been a bit of a bollock on the entirety of humanity over the last few months. Anyway, with that, hope you've enjoyed this session. Please remember to stay safe, maintain your social distances.
Wash your damn hands.
Wash your damn hands. Yes, that one in particular. But no, just stay safe. Make sure your friends and family are safe. Check in with your loved ones if they are in isolation. Don't forget about people. Remember, we are all in this together. Hope you have a lovely end to the rest of your weekend, and we will see you again next time. Bye.